More importantly is that if you believe in something that's higher than you, you gotta believe in yourself.
Handling self-doubt, if you can't get over that one thing alone, you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash and burn.
I knew you was gonna do that, bro. I knew.
Bro, you funny because you was smiling. I could tell you knew. There's forms of success. It isn't all about the results. Really, man, the results, they probably the least important thing, honestly, because
always, bro. Always.
For real. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Rasta.
I knew you was gonna start laughing. I knew you was gonna do that, bro. I knew.
Bro, you funny because you was smiling. I could tell you knew. You see, but see, stuff like this is probably stuff we'll be able to keep. You know what I mean? Anyway.
Yeah, always, bro. Always.
For real. All right, good. Well, as I was saying, what's up, y'all? This is Rasta and I with the Awaken Your Best podcast. I'm co-hosting with Terrence Feagin right here. And our goal for this podcast, we just started it, but the main thing is pretty much to inspire people to awaken their best. Simple as that. A lot of times the world kind of put a lot of pressure on us and we become fearful of being ourselves, and it kind of push our best version of ourselves down deep within. So we're here to help y'all get that out, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I can, I want to say thank you, Rasta, for bringing this idea back to the forefront, because we always got so many ideas. We always come to each other and talk and just have so much inspiration. And we just felt like, well, Rasta was like, man, let's just get the podcast cranking back up and really get back on the air and start talking to those individuals. Because he knows that's a lot of people out there that needs this type of inspiration. I know that too, but it's more about bringing the creativeness out of us. So that's what we're here for. That's what this is all about, man. So yeah, thank you for, bringing that idea back up, bro.
Of course.
Yeah. Make sure y'all subscribe and watch these podcasts, because I'm tired of putting this all together and y'all not really subscribing. So if y'all really want to listen to this and y'all really want to awaken y'all best, make sure y'all tune into this, all right? Because we ain't doing this just for the love of it. Nah, I'm just playing. We're doing this for the love of it, but really, for real. Tune in. We need more subscribers on this channel, all right?
Of course, bro. Like you said, because we are on this journey as well. So we're not here to preach. And we're not here to tell people, this is what you need to do to get your life together. No. We're here for people who want to join us along our journey, who have a similar destination in mind, or a similar journey. You feel me? Like, for example, I have a family. I live out here in Michigan. Terrence have a family out there in California. We met in the Navy. For those of you who don't know, we was in the Navy together. So we kind of like Navy brothers. That's where our bond started. Oh. We both took that leap of faith and got out, which was scary. Like, that was a scary step. Like, when you make a decision like that, it's like,
like
the whole.
Before we even get into the idea of the podcast, which is just handling self-doubt, just talk about that. Really, like, being able to take that step and one, I would say, believing in yourself, to be able to go from where you're being provided for multiple different years and you really can't do wrong, to getting out and it's all on your shoulders is big. So that bond that we built, we were always reading, always had that type of understanding where we can depend on each other and uplift each other. That's really continued 3-4 years after we've gotten out of the military and we're still here. So
yeah, like you said, it's been 3 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, time flies.
3 years.
Time flies, man. So, dog, so let's really talk about what we're gonna talk about today, and just really getting into the meat and potatoes, but handling self-doubt and not giving up. So this was a topic that you thought of, and why did you think about this topic? Why did you think this was like so resonating with you?
Bro, handling self-doubt is like probably the most important thing when pursuing your dream. Like, handling self-doubt, if you can't get over that one thing alone, you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash and burn. Because I could say over the last 3 years, self-doubt has been my biggest adversary.
Yeah, for sure.
Feel me? Like, self-doubt is that dragon that's just waiting there to blow fire at you the moment. And it's like a sleeping dragon. It wait for you to, when you motivated, you hard charging, blah, 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 all that is cool. But it waits for you to get tired, and it waits for you to start looking around like, man, what am I even doing this for? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And
no,
then
you're right about that.
Bro, so that's like my main thing. When you hear handling self-doubt, what resonates with you on your end?
Yeah, so for me, it's that belief and understanding that even when times get tough, it's like you just got to keep going. There's no way out, especially when you're a father and you got other people depending on you. That self-doubt, a lot of times you just like, chump it up. But we as men, like we have emotions too. Like we go through that self-doubt, we go through that fear, we go through that time of not knowing how to get out of it. And I felt it, and I still feel it from time to time. But I think it's a story. I can't remember what book, but it always tell you that when that little sound in the back of your head, you got to kill that sound. I remember what book it is, but he say explicitly, you got to kill that little bitch inside of you. You got to kill
Still
it.
like crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
Still like
So
crazy.
you got to kill it. Like when you hear that self-doubt creeping up and it come up on you slow into where it's built so much on you that it just explodes and it's just big now because you've allowed it to get there. But you just got to suppress those thoughts. You got to push them down.
The year 2024 is coming up. And just imagine, you hit every single goal that you possibly have set out for yourself that year. Every single resolution that you set for yourself in January has come true. And you're wondering how? How can you do that? By writing down and by strategically focusing on every single thing that you want. So I want to help you get there. I want to help you to manifest your goals. Here, I've created a daily planner in an organized way for you to write down your goals, your objects, and the things that you need to hit every single day. So no more wondering what you need to do the next day. No more wondering on what you have to schedule in order to get to your goals. I've accomplished that for you in this daily planner. So I want you to grab your copy right now before the new year begins and before you have the opportunity to, one, not even get to your goals. So no more delaying. Let's get to our goals this year. Let's accomplish every single thing that we set out. Click on the link down below.
And you have to really understand that you can do it. You can always create a new and better person. It's just about one, having belief. And I'm glad you brought that up. So I definitely want to go through some different topics of how you kill that little bitch inside of you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm gonna start with, I watch a lot of motivational stuff, and this guy I watched named Eddie Pinero, it was some motivational video, but he was like, we all have a gatekeeper of our mind or whatever, like that, keep the positive stuff in, push the negative stuff out. Gotcha. But like he said, but self-doubt always catch that gate sleeper sleep.
Yeah.
Or gatekeeper. He catch that gatekeeper when he's slacking off, like just comfortable, like, yeah, ain't nobody about to try to come in here, and self-doubt creep right on in. You feel me? But then he said, right after he said that, he said, but I always catch him eventually though.
Always do, right?
Feel me? Like
when you
always
catch him. When you catch it, what are some of the things that you do? Like, man, that's not real. Like, what do you do once you catch that thought come across your conscious mind?
Man, good question. When you catch them, it's like you got to evaluate them, analyze them. And it could be as simple as just taking one more step towards whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
With the anxiety, with the doubt in mind, like feel it, let it in, feel it, and be like, what is this doubt really saying? Is it really, what's the worst that's really going to happen? Yeah. Because your self-doubt tells you, if you build that business, you're going to go broke. You're going to go bankrupt. Your life is going to be over. And then once you catch up to them, it's like, really? Like, is that really what's going to happen? Oh, if y'all hear my baby crying in the background, pardon me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we fathers, man. So we get interrupted all the time, but you good.
Exactly. But yeah, you catch up to him, then you really see how small he really is. Yeah, I mean, he always look bigger than he is. When you catch up to him, you be like, really? I let this almost stop me from pursuing something I want to pursue for the next 50, 60, 70 years?
Yeah. Nah, bro.
That's one.
A lot of times, and I ask you that question is because when I do get those thoughts that come across my mind, a lot of times it's like I always suppress it by thinking about how I succeeded in the past. So, if a thought may come up like, man, you can't, like, man, like I just talk about in the gym, like, man, you can't run. Like, bro, you ain't ran in weeks. you know, when I was trying to get back into running, which I'm doing now. I'm trying to get back on my healthier game, you know, but I suppressed it by looking back like, bro, I just used to be able to run 2-3 miles without no issue. Why can't I do it now? It's just all about progression, or just thinking about, you know, if it's people who are getting out of the military and they're thinking like, yo, I don't know if I could really do this because I don't know how I will be before or after this. You just got to think back at some of the successes and the things that you learned while you're in the military, and just ensure that you're using those same principles when you get out. So if you're always on time when you're in the military, do the same thing. Or if you're always on time to go into a job, use that same type of mindset. But it's really about having a strong mindset in yourself whenever that self-doubt comes up, though.
Bro, that's a great point, because like you said, getting out is a step, but remember when you were going in, like,
sure.
I'm sure we all had self-doubt going in, right? That same little battle happened, but once you're in and you look back, it's like, I'm so glad I didn't listen to that, because if I would have listened to that, I wouldn't be, you know, wherever you guys might be at, 4 years in, 5 years in.
Yeah.
But when you really look back at the last few years, you done left home, you done really kind of got out in the world on your own.
Yeah.
And you done became a lot more wiser and bolder than you may think you are.
Sure.
Because you didn't listen to that self-doubt. So that's a great one, bro. Using your past successes as a way to push through. I love that.
For sure. I mean, I always go to the point too of having mentors, just having people around you. And all the videos that I ever post on YouTube, it's really about mindset. But really the biggest thing I always say is just having a circle around you, whether it's somebody who's in the field that you want to focus in on, or having somebody around you that knows you best and it can really give you that type of corrective criticism, but feedback that's gonna always help you. Like, I always come to you, bro, like, yo, how was this? Where can I improve? And I think, like, really, like, in order to improve yourself, you got to know when you have somebody around you that knows you the best, but then people who you can look up to in order to be like that person.
No, that's amazing. Like, yeah, the circle around you is really the big, that might be number 2 after, you know, using your success to push through. Then also the people around you makes a huge difference. If you got a lot of doubters and complainers and negative people around you, they gonna help strengthen that self-doubt, even if you're not. Their comments and stuff like that is powerful. So if you're not around people that's positive, that's like, man, for example, I remember I was in boot camp and I couldn't swim, still can't swim.
You still can't swim, dog?
Bro, I probably could float for 2 minutes. That's about it.
I ain't mad at that. Hey, that's swimming.
Yeah, swimming something. I'm gonna take a swim class. I'm gonna take one. I gotta learn that. But when I was in boot camp, and you know, you gotta swim to graduate. Yeah. I remember about the 5th weekend, because it's only 8 weeks. The 5th weekend, I remember I was down in the bathroom, and there was a guy, he was probably like 31. And he seen me down, he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, man, I keep failing this swim test. I'm like, bro, I done told my dad and my mom, they coming out here and stuff like that. And if I don't pass, you feel me, I'm not going to graduate. And he just was like, Rasta, don't worry about that, man. He said, you go in there every single day, you're going to pass, period. Yeah. And literally, he probably don't even know that little thing helped kill the self-doubt. Yeah, man. So, like, it's important.
Really, the one thing that, you know, people just got to really realize is that mindset is everything. Mindset is going to, one, destroy your future or create your future. Like, the thoughts that you thought in the past can't be the thoughts that you're thinking for the future, because that won't be your future. You'll just be creating you'll be bringing your future, your past to your future. So really, when it comes to talking about what you want to have as far as self-doubt, you got to create that future. You got to make it, like, visualize it. I always talk about visualizing and imagery. Like, see who you want to be around you. Like, and if those people are not what you want to be in the future, you got to move yourself around. You got to remove yourself, right? So you got to create that future. So when it comes to self-doubt, what do you want? What type of lifestyle do you want? What type of faith do you want? What type of belief do you want? And that's really how you create it.
Yeah, bro. Like you said, that, and that's the magic word, create. You feel me? We sleep on how powerful how much power we have when it comes to creating our environment and the people around us. Because all that stuff, that's like the biggest, that's the most powerful stuff. The people around you, that's like literally pretty much everything. What they say, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? They say that because it's a lot of truth to it. It might not be as black and white as it sounds, but you got to be careful with who you around.
Man, gotta be careful, man. And even when those people that are around you, like, stop comparing yourself to those people. Like, if it's somebody that you are that's more successful around you, don't compare yourself to them, because we all have different like paths to success as far as time goes. Like, when you plant a seed, you're not gonna eat that fruit the next day. It's not gonna be the next week. May not be the next month. Maybe a couple months until you reap that. So just like really just stop comparing yourself, because their time or their amount of effort that they put into a short amount of time can be probably was a lot more than where you are right now. And that's one thing I never did, is like, there's millions of people who are way more successful than me and you alone, but I never ever compared myself. I always bless those people. I never try to pull those people down, because eventually we're gonna be where we want to be. It just takes time, right?
Yep. Like you said, comparing yourself is like, it can be it's a double-edged sword. Like you said, if you compare yourself to someone in a negative way, it's going to be bad for you. But if you learn how to compare yourself in a way that inspires you, compare yourself in a way that, oh, he did it, so I could do it. You know what I mean? Well, if this guy did it and she did it and he did it, why can't I do it?
Right, man.
Feel me? Like, and that's one thing. Yeah, we learned that from each other when we was in the Navy, and we had similar goals, like little getting qualifications and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You might have did it first. I might have did it second. You feel me? But if we didn't let that, it was just like, bro, how did you do it? Okay, cool. I'm about to do it.
Build.
You feel me?
Iron sharpen iron, man. You know, iron will always sharpen iron. Like, the fact is that if you take that iron out and you're not going back to each other and you're not sharpening it, you're going to eventually get dull. You're eventually going to stall out. You're eventually going to hit a plateau. But as soon as you come back to another individual that's the same material as you and you start building, that's why I said at the beginning, like, corrective criticism. You take that criticism, you sharpen that, you're going to get better and better over time. And that's really how you come into yourself and face your self-doubt. But man, I want to kind of take a little segue from it and focus on like religion. Like lately you've been getting into more religion, right? And do you feel like your self-doubt, or the self-doubt that you've dealt with since you've been getting out of the Navy, some of the different issues that you have dealt with, do you think that religion has helped you in your self-doubt?
Oh, definitely, man. I've been back in church for like the last 3 months. Me going to Bible study, reading Bible verses daily. And bro, like it helps, because it's like linked to a lot of stuff we used to look into, like far as Think and Grow Rich and the universe and all of that stuff, the divine energy. So when you learn to, me learning to, instead of worrying, I'm learning to just have faith in God, you know what I mean? Or just have faith, period. You know, give that up. So like, bro, the religion plays a big part in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I asked that because I knew that's what you were going to say. Anybody that's spiritually connected to any higher source is going to feel that self-doubt to start to dwindle. Not to say that it's not going to come back at times, because we're human, right? You know, we're all human. But, you know, the one thing that I wanted to say is that God has made you to be a creator, but then also to live abundantly. So if you know that God, who is the creator of this world, you know, the universe, like, why live in any type of self-doubt? Why think that you can't do anything? Or why even allow a simple thought of you not being able to do something stop you? And we just got to realize that. And once you realize that you are from a higher source, nothing should be impossible to you. Now, it's going to take time. Yes, it's going to be painful. Yes, it may cause you a lot of different mishaps that will throw you off course. But that's just life. The fact is that God is praised as you start to move more towards whatever you're focused on, right?
Yeah, certainly. Like, you figure out, that it's bigger than you feel me? And if you are religious, like you're listening to this, then if you really have faith that there is a plan for you, that God does have a plan for you, that helps a lot because self-doubt, like you said, is normal. It's always going to creep in. But with that power, with that abundant, when you know you got abundant energy that you have access to bigger than yourself, like that definitely helps push self-doubt straight out the window.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, for sure, man. Yeah, and I'm glad we kind of, took that path to kind of like focus on religion. Not everybody's religion, and we live in a time that's really not focused on, I would say, God or whatever religion you focus in on. Just believe in that, but more importantly is that if you believe in something that's higher than you, you gotta believe in yourself because again, you are of that creation. So just when it comes to self-doubt and when it comes to really establishing yourself, because I think the main thing here that we're focused in on is one, not giving up and improving self-doubt, but to be successful in your own right. And I believe that success is really your continuous process towards whatever field you get to. That's success for me. It's like the progress. We always talk about it, the work in progress. Like as you're doing that, you are successful because there's billions of people that are out here just sitting on their ass and not doing nothing. So the simple fact is that by you not giving up, by you continuing to improve on your self-doubt, you are successful.
No, that's real. Like, successful meaning you pushing through every day. Every day you're not letting self-doubt control your actions. Those are, yes, forms of success. It isn't all about the results. Really, man, the results, they probably the least important thing, honestly, because by the time you get somewhere, as long as you're still breathing, you got something else you want to attain. You got something else you want to attain. But and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm learning that, well, why am I pursuing something if when I get it, I'm not going to be happy? But like you said, it's understanding that that process is where the success really is and the happiness is if you learn to enjoy it. You feel me?
Right, man. So I think that this is a great talk, man. I can't wait to continue to do this. I think that before we go though, really give the listeners, the people who are listening to this, people in the future that may watch this video in the next year, 2 weeks, or the next day, what would you tell them about the next coming moments after watching this video?
Next coming moments for me?
What should they do in order to improve their self-improvement or to never give up? What would you tell them to do?
Oh, I like that. I would say keep it simple because I'm learning to just keep stuff simple. You ain't gotta make it crazy. I would say take you a nice little 10-minute walk around the block. Leave your phone in the house. Leave all electronics in the house. And when you take that walk, that's when your thoughts are gonna all your thoughts is gonna start coming at you because you have nothing to distract you. So it's just gonna start boop, 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 boop. And when you take that walk, analyze what's really creeping in. And I think that'll expose the doubts that you have. You feel me? Then moving on from there, you can actually start making change, start making progress. We about making 1%. You just get 1% better every day. We ain't all about go super hard every day, boom, boom, boom. Because for the most part, it doesn't work that way. Man. You got to take your time with it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love that, dog. Definitely taking time. I remember times where, I always wanted to do so much and move so much and have so much done and hitting these goals, but that really kind of burn you out and you ultimately never get anywhere. And I can attest to that for sure. But one key thing that I would really say after this is just, I've been reading a lot of books, as you know. We both been reading a lot of books when it comes to visualization. And I would just say, like, of course, write your goals down. Of course, believe in yourself. But the biggest thing is just start to imagine yourself in those situations that you want to be in. And as you start to imagine yourself, like, and you come out of that meditation, where you're sitting down for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is, when you come out of that and you visualize yourself, just start to believe in it and really start to feel that it's happening for you. Because as you see it and you feel it, you ultimately are changing your DNA, but it's going to take time again. But Rasta, man, I got to go pick up my kids, bro. As I said, we family, man. And I really appreciate you coming on. We creating this podcast to really try to take it global. Not try, but take it global and just talk to as many people as we possibly can to awaken their best, right?
Yeah, sir. Let's do it, bro. Let's awaken our best. This concludes our podcast. And so many more to come. You feel me? Thank you. You feel me? Thank you for coming up with I came up with the idea, whatever, but thank you you put the energy behind it as well. You feel me? It was like, all right, bro, let's do it. You feel me? We met up today. We planned on doing a podcast today. We was like, let's just play around with it. But look, we got one done. So appreciate you, bro.
One of many, man. Plenty more to go. So all right, we'll talk to y'all. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. That way y'all can continue to see me and Rasta drop these dimes every single week. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and we'll see y'all again real soon.
Yeah, peace out.